Going live?
We're live right
We're
now.
live. Great. Okay. Are we good?
Did you prep yourself? Did you prep
I'm
yourself
good.
before you mess
Yeah, play
yourself?
the intro.
This is the
That's
holidays. Christmas is coming. What's your top 5 favorite Christmas movies? Let's find out. You fucking
Well,
bitch.
For me, it would be a number. That would be my top 5. So thank you for listening to my top 5. What's yours? What's your top 5?
Good night, everybody.
Oh shit.
Hey.
Phoenix
A
West.
long Santa's nap ticket was stirring, not even a mouse.
We're doing our top
What?
5
Okay,
Christmas movies. Yes, this is awkward.
Guess why not? Why not? That's fine.
You know, I was supposed to dress up like Santa tonight, but
were you really
shit going on? I'm like, I just don't have the energy.
Well, you got tomorrow night. You can do it. You don't need to do it tonight.
No, I want to do it for a show, so I'll do it.
I'll
do it next week.
Oh yeah,
when we do our Twilight Zone New Year's Eve thing.
Sure, why not? I want some eggnog. I haven't any eggnog this year.
I got some downstairs.
I want some eggnog and brandy. That sounds good to me. I want to have some of that.
You know that peanut butter whiskey I drink from time to time?
Yeah.
I mix with my Dr. Pepper. They have it's called, what is it called? Shit. Some weird name. That doesn't sound like it would be that, but it's peanut butter whiskey, but it's eggnog. And I tried it, and it's surprisingly really fucking good. It sounds like it'd be terrible.
Now,
peanut butter whiskey.
Do you put ice? Do you put ice in eggnog, or is it just straight eggnog?
It depends on how cold it is, but I typically put ice.
Yeah, I think I put ice in mine too. It's been a while. I haven't had eggnog in a long time because I don't think anybody ever drinks it in my family. No one likes it.
No,
which is weird because my dad will drink milk with every meal. He loves milk.
Yeah, I've noticed that about you.
I drink milk all the time. I love milk too. Yeah.
You are a milk
We're
drinker.
a milk drinking family. Yeah, we are.
We
really are. Not as bad as Kevin Smith was in his heyday.
No.
Kevin Smith
I don't mind milk.
2 gallons a day. Yeah, I like milk.
2 gallons a day?
That's what Kevin Smith was drinking. That's what he said. That's a lot. And that takes work.
I'm not like early morning
not doing that.
When you're all phlegmy.
Yeah.
I don't want milk then.
Oh!
All right, Christmas movies.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you actually get your list whittled down to 5, or are you just gonna wing it?
I got 5 here that I'm comfortable with. I had 6, but I'll do my honorable mention being Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And Iron Man 3. my honorable mentions would be Shane Black.
RJD out of the way. RJ.
Yeah, I think Shane Black. Any Shane Black movie is pretty much a Christmas movie.
So get those out of the way. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take that off my honorable mentions. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, only because I haven't seen it. That's why it's on my honorable mentions.
You must.
I have like 7 on my honorable mentions. Do you have any more?
That's fine. Give it to me. No.
Okay. LA Confidential.
Not really. Okay, yeah, good one. That's a good one.
Gremlins.
That's a solid go-to. Yeah.
Home Alone. Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, like I said, Shane Black.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's right. Yeah.
I have an honorable mention that I haven't seen yet, but I think it's going to be right up my alley, which is Violent Night.
I heard it's funny and entertaining. That's a good one.
Yeah. I have Ghostbusters.
Oh, right.
Technically, I don't have it on my list because it's not really Christmas. But I saw it on IMDb's list, and I went, "There's no Christmas themes there. There's nobody with a hat. He has a party, but it's not Christmas. Like technically during Christmas, but I don't see it there.
Was it? I don't remember.
That's what I remember. One said, and I went. Yeah. That's why I put up my honorable mentions, not on my list. I don't agree.
I don't agree with that. That's stupid.
Ghostbusters 2 is Christmas.
Yeah, because they have the hats on in that one scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Christmas in New
yeah.
York.
It is. That's right.
I didn't have that on my list
Exactly.
because it's Ghostbusters 2, but
I think that's why they
and then I'll
got it
have
confused.
I have a genuinely great movie and then a genuinely bad movie that I both enjoy equally. Which one do you prefer first?
Well, which one do you just love?
It's a Wonderful Life.
That's on your honorable mentions.
Yes,
That should be number one. That's my number one.
should be.
Spoiler
But
alert. It is my
you want to
number
know
one.
what my bad one that didn't make it? That's equally as terrible in the way that It's a Wonderful Life is good. Reindeer Games.
Oh my god.
Jonathan
Oh
Frankenheimer's
my
Reindeer
God.
Games.
Oh no! Oh no!
So that's where
I
I'm
haven't
coming
seen
from
it,
here.
but I'm wow! You put those together, huh? That's great.
Yep. Well, one
my
is
God.
equally bad as the other one is great. The only reason It's a Wonderful Life didn't make my top 5 is because I've only seen it once, but I was blown away by actually how great it was.
I watch that movie every year.
I need to rewatch it.
Yeah,
but I did. I was sitting there like, oh fuck, this is like a great movie.
Well, that's the thing. It surprises you because you don't realize how like wonderfully comfortable it is.
Yes.
And Donna Reed is so beautiful in that movie. You just fall in love with Donna Reed watching her on screen. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? This is so schmaltzy, but I love it. It's such a wonderful film. They died, George. You weren't there to save them, George. They all died in the war.
And
you were never born, George.
It's dark with optimism, and it just has all the little heartstring tugs that you want. And it's caught me so
I don't
off
agree
guard.
with the socialism. I'm with Mr. Potter in this one, but the socialism message is bullshit. But other than that, yeah, it's a great movie. Mr. Potter was right.
No, you need to share everything with the whole town.
Yeah, well, that's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. You don't let the dirty fucking wop that doesn't pay his bills. You give him a house, and he's going to default on the loan.
Old couple.
Yeah, you're going to stay in business. Great, George Bailey. Congratulations. The only way you get out of not going to prison is everybody pays off the debt that your shitty business has accumulated throughout the years of failure.
Look up Wesley Snipes. Billy, that works out.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It should have been called It's a Wonderful Snipes.
Oh my God, I'd pay to see that. Wesley Snipes as George Bailey.
I want to throw my life away because I went to prison for not paying taxes.
He's on the bridge about to jump, and then the Archangel Nick Nolte shows up. Don't jump, George.
I will save you.
It's like if you never arrived.
If you were never born, there wouldn't be no Marvel movies. Do you know that? There'd be no Marvel movies. Kevin Feige wouldn't work. He'd be poor. Marvel would never have existed post 1998. They would have been out of business. The toy biz would have bought them, and Disney would never have purchased them.
Can we name our next show, whatever it is, the Archangel Nick Nolte?
Archangel Nick Nolte. We can do that every other episode. I'm the Archangel Nick Nolte.
I'm going to track exactly when Nick Nolte started gargling gravel heavily.
Oh God!
Track that down.
I'm going to say because he was fine in 1994. The movie with Julia Roberts.
So.
Affliction.
Affliction. Nothing. Oh, I was thinking Nothing But Trouble.
No, but Nothing But Trouble was the one with Julia Roberts, and he sounded okay in that. Affliction is the one where he's going, I don't know how you do it.
I think he blew it out during Blue Chips in '94 also, when he started to scream a lot.
I quit.
Because at the end of that movie, he's doing his press conference, and he's just, I quit. And gets up and walks out of the fucking movie.
I never thought I'd say these words.
Yeah.
I quit.
And Al Bundy is like shocked.
If that was a Christmas movie, it'd be my number one.
Is Blue Chips Christmas? Is that around that time? No, because
But let's get back to our list.
Yeah.
Do we even talk about your number 5?
No, I would say it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay. That was
number
actually
5.
supposed to be in my honorable mentions list. It was not, but great choice.
Okay. Well, no, because
it's just a funny movie. It's what John Hughes, genius, and then that was supposed to be Chris Columbus's first directorial debut, but he took Home Alone instead. So probably made the best
Good call.
choice because he couldn't work with Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase hated him, and he said, "Fuck you," and he didn't work with him. He said, "I don't want to work with Chevy Chase. He's an asshole." And I guess everybody, the director on this movie said Chevy Chase was an asshole to work with too. So
Chevy Chase
he's an asshole. We've established that.
We've established this. But Memoirs of an Invisible Asshole. Movie. It is a great movie. It's funny. A lot of good. You can quote it constantly. Squirrel!
Squirrel. Yeah, we had the exact same thought at the exact same time right there. The squirrel in the tree, the sap on the tree when he goes and she turns the lamp off, sticks to the hand. So many great gags.
The lights all over the house. It's a good. It's just a classic.
Good kick out of the Jelly of the Month Club.
Yeah,
discussing that the other day.
Gift that keeps on giving. And then you see
Jelly of the Month
Randy Quaid before he went fucking insane. I mean, like totally mentally crazy. Ruined his career. Back when Randy Quaid was like still kind of a thing. He was in movies that were successful. People had a good career.
If you know who Randy Quaid is based on like YouTube, and you've seen like him in a Speedo in front of, and he's like fucking Donald Trump with his wife.
No, it's Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah,
and in front of his wife or on his wife. And that's how you know him. You need to realize people at one time, Hollywood at one point, called him and was like, "Can you, after Independence Day, can you show up? Can you?"
Randy Quaid is the reason. Randy Quaid is the reason Bill Murray is in Kingpin. Randy Quaid is the one that got that deal done because he had his phone number and he called him. He said, "Hey, we're doing a movie. You want to do it with me?" He said, "Okay, I'll do it." Randy Quaid did that.
Yeah, and Woody Harrelson was like, "Yeah," and then. They made, I think Randy Quaid is the best part of that movie, if you ask me, other than Bill Murray.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
But Bill Murray's in the screen. He's not in a whole lot of scenes, but
Randy Quaid had the audacity to say he made 20th Century Fox $2 billion in box office revenue when it's like, well, not really. You were in Independence Day and Christmas Vacation, but I don't think those were exclusively $2 billion movies.
Your name was number 3 on one of those scripts, probably like projects. Like Christmas Vacation was probably number 3 after Beverly.
And Get me Quaid.
He must have been number 14 on Independence Day because that was just a celebrity fest.
Right after
Lucky the dog.
right after Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox's G-string holder, and then you got Randy Quaid,
the girl that the girl. Oh, Harvey Fierstein, and then
oh my God,
Quaid.
Yeah, he must have been so low on that. I wonder if I can look that up. Okay, my number 5.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Do you have anything to say about Christmas Vacation?
No,
I need to rewatch it.
I watched some of it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good fun movie to watch every year. So
just during Christmas, I could never watch it any other time. That's the thing. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Gremlins 2: The New Batch.
Wow. Okay. Really going deep on that one. That's a deep cut.
I told you my list is going to be a little more,
not
a little
too
different.
Much Christmas in that.
No, but
not even not even connected whatsoever to the season.
No, but set during Christmas, and that's all I went off.
Yeah, Gremlins 1 is more Christmassy. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Because you know what's weird? I went back and rewatched or fast forwarded through 2 while I was making my list, just to be like, that was during Christmas. But it's one of those movies where I kind of went, what movies do I think about when I think about Christmas movies? And that was one that popped up, and I was like, just verified it, and I'm like, yeah, that's Christmas.
Well, using that logic, is The Thing a Christmas movie?
No, because that's not Christmas. It's just cold. It could have been January in that movie, for all you know.
I didn't see any Christmas trees in there, so yeah, you're probably right. Untie me, McCready!
Looking up Independence Day call list.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it's hard to find. Yeah, I'm not going to find it.
Yeah, all right. That's a deep one.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2, interesting choice. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. One of the best sequels ever made. It's a great movie.
I like it better than the first one.
Yeah. But the first one has the darkest Christmas story where Phoebe Cates talks about her dad dressing up as Santa and going down like an idiot, going down the chimney literally,
getting stuck.
And getting stuck and breaking his neck, and they
didn't find him until the stench of his corpse revealed where he was at, and that was her Christmas. That's why she hated Christmas, which is a good fucking reason to hate Christmas.
I would hate Christmas too if I were her.
That's pretty bad. So don't do that for your kids this year or next year.
How about ever?
Hey, kids. Ever. Good idea.
Let's
don't
just say ever.
do it. Just don't even do
What
it.
is
Just
your
come
number
through
4?
Come through the garage. Come through the garage door, dressed as Santa, and put toys out.
You just wait. It's fine. They can wait. Hey, I'm Santa.
Number 4. Now, number 4 and number 3 are kind of the same movie, but one of them has a better quality of actor and a better quality of budget. But I'm definitely for my number 4. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Saves Christmas. Okay.
Ernest.
Were you about to say Ernest Scared Stupid? Because that is by far the better
but that's
movie.
A good one too.
That is a classic as well.
Mia,
but, I think there's a lot of heart.
There's a lot of heart in Ernest Saves Christmas.
Wow,
Ernest
Dick.
is funny.
I
love Ernest.
You have
B.
a fucking Ernest movie in your top 5. I just want to. No,
it's a Christmas movie.
I'm not making fun of you at all. I can't believe the balls you had to put one of them on your list.
Ernest Saves Christmas is just as good as Christmas Vacation, and actually was the highest grossing Ernest movie with $28 million. That's about as high as they got.
3 out of my next 4, we're going to have the same movies. Okay.
Maybe.
Ernest Saves Christmas. I have not seen. I rewatched the Ernest movies a while ago. That was probably 10 years ago. And that was the last time I watched them. I did watch Ernest Goes to Africa with, I believe it was what's the Lakers guy? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in that.
Oh, was he really? Ooh.
It was rough. It was very racist. But a lot of Ernest stuff was, and it was just a time, product of the time. Ernest Scared Stupid is still my favorite Ernest.
Yeah. Ernest Scared Stupid is a funny movie. It's a fun movie, yes.
Which one has the bank
Not
robbery?
available. That's Ernest Goes to Jail, which is equally funny.
My second favorite one.
Ernest Goes to Jail is a classic, just because
Jim Varney plays it good Ernest and evil Ernest, and that's fucking evil funny. Ernest.
Yes.
And the best part, what's great about the Ernest movies, the racist sheriff from Mississippi Burning is a comedic relief in the Ernest movies. He's got that silent sidekick. He's like the early Penn and Teller, where he's got that one guy. He's always with him and he doesn't talk. Yeah, he's got that lip going on. It's an old man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's he was a character actor at the time.
Oh, he's in a bunch of stuff. He just shows up and stuff. But I wonder if he's still alive. He can't.
No, he died a while ago. Yeah, he died.
He's got to be dead.
I want to look him
up.
Then again,
John Goodman has survived.
I mean, he's like 10 heart attacks survived. I mean, what the hell? He's been huge most of his career, and he's never had a heart attack.
Ernest Saves Christmas, 1988.
Yes.
Directed by John Cherry III, which is crazy because one of my favorite punk guys is Jim Cherry. That's a very similar name.
I don't think they're related.
No, I don't.
He directed all the Ernest. He directed all the Ernest movies, and I think that he was co-creator of the Ernest character for the advertising company that invented him. Because Ernest was invented by a marketing firm, and this guy owned it.
What did he market at the beginning? I'm trying to remember.
He did a bunch of stuff. I remember locally for me, he did a car dealership. He would go and sell cars with this big ass car dealership in Sacramento, and that's what
Coca-Cola, Chex, Taco Guns.
Yeah, he did
Dallas Cowboys,
Chevrolet. Yeah.
He did 2,600 advertisements.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
and he probably made a fortune just on Ernest. Had to have made money.
Well,
if you're
he probably made more money off of one Toy Story movie than he did all of Ernest, which is sad.
Probably, yes. You're probably right.
Hey, Woody.
Either way, Jim Varney was a national treasure. I wish the man the best in the world. He left us way too early due to throat cancer, right?
He died 23 years ago. He died in 1999. He
died during Toy Story 2.
Before, he died before he ever came out.
Yeah, they had to
very sad.
dub over some of his lines in Toy Story 2 because they fucked up.
Yeah. And
he died of lung cancer in 2000.
He was a chain smoker.
50 years old.
Oh, God, it's so sad. 50 years old, died. Oh. But what a legacy. He was married. The guy lived a life.
Speaking of 88, the year he made Ernest Saves Christmas, he got married that year to Jane Varney, lived until he divorced in 91, his first wife was 77, 83. Yeah. I read that wrong. I thought it was his death, like it says, but no, he had two quick marriages there. Wow.
I don't want to deal with you, bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, Vern, my wife's a bitch.
But I will say when Jim Varney died, it was like everyone noticed, but it wasn't. I wasn't sad because it was past the point because he was like the first Pauly Shore.
I always loved Ernest. He's always got a special.
I loved him, but
I did not watch his later movies though. I never saw the direct-to-video ones. I couldn't do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that.
And that's part of the reason I was like, okay, because it was Ernest Goes to Africa. Ernest Scared Stupid was the last good one.
Well, that was the last one that went over to theaters.
Did that go to theaters?
That was the last theatrical release of Ernest. Was Scared Stupid, and it made the least amount of money on the biggest budget. It had the most budget.
I love that movie.
The worst return. It's a great movie.
That's a great Halloween movie. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that next year.
Oh God,
number 4.
My number 4. Billiam Murray, Dick Donner, Bobcat Goldthwait.
This is my number 2.
Scrooge.
This is my number 2. Yeah, you're right. It's a great movie. That is my number 2 favorite Christmas movie.
Okay. Well, we'll discuss it then. So go to your number 3 then.
Number 3, The Santa Claus. I think this movie's funny. It's a genius movie. I've never seen the sequels. I don't believe in the sequels. I never watched them, but I like the concept.
Sorry.
Please. And it's actually Saves Christmas and Santa Claus is actually the same story. It technically is the same story.
I'm really glad I brought it up because I, like you, watched this one when it came out. Love it. It's a fun movie. It's a good movie. It's heartwarming. It's got all the it checks all the boxes. It's not too offensive, but Tim Allen does his own thing and blah blah blah. It does what it does. I finally sat down and watched the sequel.
Yeah, don't do it.
Well, I was like sitting there, and my wife puts it on. I'm like, oh, I've never seen this. Maybe I have, and I start watching. I'm like, oh no, I have not, and it was fucking atrocious.
Yeah,
it opens and they're at the North Pole, and they have to be quiet, and it's like they're doing like a flyover of the North Pole, and like one of the fucking things is playing a song, and like the military hears it, and then it just keeps going, and he has to get married because one of the clauses is he has to get married, and I was like, what is happening? Why can't they have a new TV show for the Santa Clauses, and it just keeps going and going and just fucking won't end.
Well, the problem with that was it was like literally, but the first movie was 94, and then like a sequel didn't happen until like 10 years later. Like it was one of those like it didn't happen for it's like it was like why, and it ends up being the girl from Lost as Mrs. Claus. What's her name? Yeah,
Abigail.
Yeah, who was so hot and Lost.
94
and she had lesbian.
8 years later.
Yeah, 2000. That's nuts. That's when you know why are we doing this? Why are we? That's when you're desperate.
Elizabeth Mitchell.
And there's no more ideas. Elizabeth Mitchell.
Oh, Juliet.
So sexy. So
Juliet
hot.
from Lost.
Yeah, Juliet. Yeah, and she was in a little movie called Gia. Well, she was a little movie called Gia, HBO movie, where she was a lesbian with Angelina Jolie. So you got to see them both topless. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
She's also
talking about my favorite Christmas movie. I didn't watch them. I don't watch the Purge movies. I can't do those. I saw the first one. That was enough. I'm like, okay, I'm done. That's not a good Christmas movie, The Purge. Look, can you imagine if that it's during Christmas days, The Purge?
I found it.
Oh no!
Did not expect that. Okay.
Oh, Gia.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is her face when she realizes everyone just found out about this.
Oh! Whoops! We know your back history, baby. The
I remember
knows
Gia. All. It was a HBO movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gia. And then well, the Santa Claus, why I like it. I think I saw it in theaters. I don't remember. I think I did.
I did.
And I think I'm pretty sure I did. Enjoyed it then, but I think that there's a history behind the whole script where it took like 10 years for them to make that movie happen. And it was one of those scripts that just kept changing throughout time. Like it used to be a lot darker. Like it was a darker, more adult-oriented, like comedy, which it wasn't for kids. It was going to be a Disney movie. It's kind of shocking that it became a Disney movie.
So Tim Allen, more or less like Big Trouble.
Line. Well, there's a huge hit for Tim Allen. This was like this, and then Toy Story solidified his movie career. Like that was like huge. Those two movies and Galaxy Quest, like 4 years later. I think it's him.
Tim Allen's got a pretty solid career. Initially, he made more money off the Santa Claus than he did Toy Story. Until they started making Toy Story like toys and video games.
Well, yeah,
and then he was like fucking rolling in cash, and he was like, I don't give a shit what happens now. Right?
Yeah, but
I grew up in Home Improvement, and I like Tim Allen. Right, he's from Detroit. I was from Michigan, and he just one of those guys. And between him and Roseanne, it was like I was covered with those two shows.
Yeah, Roseanne was your mom, and Tim Allen was your dad.
Only Tim Allen was there and cared.
Your dad was more like the neighbor who stood behind the fence and didn't.
My dad was like Santa in the beginning of this movie.
It died.
But he was alive after he fell off
disappeared.
The roof.
And he disappeared. Pass the baton to Santa Claus.
I'm really glad you picked this movie because it seems like it's really easy to make fun of someone for liking the Santa Claus, but it is a really sweet movie, and Judge Reinhold is great, and he gets Oscar Mayer weenie whistle. Like it's a wholesome movie. Same thing with a
solid movie. Yeah,
it is. It's got
fun and it's funny.
It's creative. It's got what's his name as the elf. Oh my god! What I want to
David Krumholtz.
Who's in all of them, including the new show.
And everything.
He has not left the project.
It's money. He doesn't care.
He's fucking funny on It's Always Sunny. He's in an episode, and he's got a big old belly. Oh, actually, that was The League, I believe it was in. He's there with Jason Mantzoukas.
Oh, it was The League?
That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, but the Santa Claus, it's a movie that I will quote off and on. Because there's some good lines in that where when he's reading the naughty list comes, like FedEx brings all these naughty lists, like boxes and boxes of names, and he goes,
Armand
Asante. He starts off Armand Asante. What?
Yeah,
and then he's got to figure out these names, and then on top of that, he shaves and it never goes away, and they think he's going crazy. Like in the movie, he is being watched by protective services. Like they're going to take his kid away from him because they think he's fucking crazy. It's kind of dark.
I forgot because when I watched the sequel, it was prefaced by the end of the first one. So I watched the part where he's like, Charlie, I gotta go. Like, can I say goodbye to him? And he hugs him, and he's like, Dad, we need to go. We need to do Christmas. He's like, okay, and he leaves with the fucking kid. I'm like, oh my god, he's kidnapped his own kid. So I totally understand it from the point of view of the mother. And then they show up, and she's like, Charlie, oh hey, you shouldn't have done that, Scott. Anyway, all's forgiven. It's like
it's the euphoria of Christmas. She got her
fucking
baby
Amber
doll
Alert
that she
and 2
wanted.
shotguns to your back.
Papa Giorgio, or when he gets arrested,
Papa Giorgio.
Question him, that's him. Papa Giorgio.
Well, I didn't know in the sequel he has to go leave to marry the girl from Lost, so they have a robot version of him.
Apparently.
So it's like him in like heavy makeup, and he's like we will do the naughty list. Oh, double check, and he's like doing all this stupid robot shit.
No.
And it was like David Krumholtz is the only one who knows the truth, and he doesn't sit there and watch it. This is so
that's when you know your movie's bad, when you have to put a robot in it.
That's number 3. Martin Short shows up.
I didn't. Yeah.
I'll never finish 2 or watch 3. The new show, I'm done.
Horrible.
The new show has Peyton Manning in it.
Is he Santa Claus?
No, he's auditioning for Santa Claus.
Oh, is he? Okay, well, I can see that. It's funny.
All right.
Peyton
Good
Manning's
number
funny.
3. Number 4, right? That was your number 4.
That was number 3.
Was that your number 3? Okay, my number 3. Yeah. I went outside the box here, and I really thought about what Christmas movies are and what qualifies, and this is definitely about Christmas because the whole thing is about getting ready for Christmas. I went with the Hudsucker Proxy.
Oh, okay. Was that I don't even remember if that was a Christmas movie or not.
Whole thing is they're trying to get a toy ready for Christmas.
Okay. By the way,
the movie
Godfather
window. It's about Christmas. It was on Christmas, and it's about getting toys ready for Christmas. It's really he's Santa Claus, but he's a literal toy maker.
Right.
But I love the movie. I really do. It's Coen Brothers. You can't go wrong with that. When's the last time you watched Hudsucker Proxy?
It's been a while. I need to watch it again. I didn't even
realize
it was a Christmas movie.
Yeah. It's one I watch more often than I would expect, considering it's one of the lesser known Coen Brothers movies. Right. But I really do enjoy that one.
It's the one in between
Fargo and Barton Fink. It's like the weirdest. It's kind of a strange cat. I think everybody forgets it.
Well, it came out right before Fargo.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Tim Robbins.
It's got Paul Newman
and Jennifer Jason Leigh doing like a 1930s newsy girl. Like, what do you think you're doing over here?
Right.
Like she's doing that voice. It's over the top, but it's got its heartwarming stuff. It's very, very heavily borrowed by Terry Gilliam's Brazil aesthetically.
Right.
The factory is very like this weird the factory's taken over, they're all automated and humans don't matter. And that's kind of the setup of the movie, but he has to bring like humanity to the company. And he's supposed to fail, one of those kind of movies.
Holy shit.
Yes.
The Hudsucker Proxy Blu-ray is $38.99 Amazon Prime.
That's hard to find.
Cheap.
They do not want to put it out. If you buy that DVD, it has that stupid fucking Warner Brothers thing where it's a clasp.
Oh yeah,
DVD, I hate those things.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not a Criterion DVD or whatever.
It's not a.
But then it says here you can get the DVD for $14.99.
Yeah, but look at the DVD.
The
click.
Yeah, well, I mean it's the thing. Yeah,
click. Oh fuck you, Warner Brothers. What a terrible idea they had. I remember having to watch Heat that way with the click.
Oh yeah.
Heat, and then any fucking Clint Eastwood movie. I'll unlock my DVD.
We're gonna sneak into an R-rated movie. Barton Fink. Barton Fink.
Yeah. We'll talk about Barton Fink next year during our Coen Brothers movies discussion.
Yes.
That could be the next episode of this. I don't know.
Yeah,
could be. All right, what is your number 2?
Well,
you want number 2 or 3?
2. Probably 2. And
okay, go with 2.
A Christmas Story.
Okay, you have a more classical list than I expected.
Well, yeah, because I just thought of that right now, actually, because that wasn't my number 2. I didn't even have that on the list.
Okay, now it's making more sense. I
forgot I should have put that movie on there. But that's a good one. I watched that one as much as I can. Again, that's another quotable movie that you quote throughout the year. Like, oh, fudge. Yeah. But I didn't say fudge.
Fudge.
The Bubba says, hey there, Bart. Yeah, all that shit. I want a red biter BB gun. You should try out, kid. And then don't buy the one that we use all the time around my house. Don't bother me right now. I'm thinking. That's the
number one quote from this movie that we always use in my family. Don't
I
bother
like
me
the
right now.
Fragile.
I'm thinking Fragile's classic.
Yeah, I like the fact that Christopher Titus's brother Dave from the show Titus is in there.
Yes, he's the bully.
He's the bully. What's his name? Farkas.
Scott Farkas.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe I remember both first and last name. You know how many times I've seen that movie?
That's enough. Well, yeah, I think you've seen clips. You've probably seen more clips and heard about it through osmosis throughout the years.
Definitely one of those movies. Yeah. I will not deny that. But I finally watched it and I go, oh, this was made in the 80s. Like I always assumed this was a 60s movie.
1983, I think.
When I didn't know until Dave showed up. And I go, let's fuck it. I knew who that was. I've talked to him like on Facebook. He talks about that movie all the time. If you follow him on Facebook. He's like, you know, he's one of those actors that will talk about anything, and he loves Titus, and he loves that movie. But
sure, why not?
Yeah, he's just like, but I like guys that aren't ashamed of their huge movies, and then they kind of have to work.
Oh yeah,
but
and that's a classic, man.
Yeah, people love it, and we'll talk about it. But
and I hope he feels the same about Freddy versus Jason,
or Resident Evil 2, where he plays the Russian. At the end, he does a terrible accent.
He dies really quickly, I think. It doesn't last very long.
We saw that in the theater together.
Yeah, we did. I've seen every Resident Evil movie in theaters.
I remember all of us dying laughing when she jumped in through the window on a motorcycle.
Oh yes. Just brilliant. Defies logic and gravity and everything else, but fuck it.
She drives through the cemetery, and they all pop out of the cemetery at once. And I remember screaming, "Was there a train crash? Why are they all fresh?" I was so mad.
Oh,
anyway, we're not talking about that. What are we talking about? Oh, Christmas Story. Yeah, first time watching it. I didn't grow up on Christmas movies like everyone else. So about 4 to 5 years ago, I would say, I've sat down and I watched It's a Wonderful Life. And I watched Christmas Story in the same day, and like 2 other movies that I've never seen before. So I was like, I need to watch these because I have no frame of reference for them other than like you said, like osmosis, pop culture. But I really did enjoy it. It was great.
We grew up on that one because I remember specifically when I was 8 years old, I got a Red Ryder BB gun wrapped in the same, as close as you could to the same wrapping paper as the movie. And my mom and dad, I remember telling me, we had to search high and low for this fucking wallpaper, this fucking wrapping paper, because it was like the antique style red, and they couldn't find it. They had to hunt for it. And my mom was like, it was a pain in the ass to find this fucking wrapping paper, but here it is.
Fucking welcome.
And they hid it, behind they did it the same way they did in the movie. What's that? What's that over there? There's something over there. I said, what? Go look over there. Oh, I guess for the movie. Don't ruin it. Just get the fucking present and open it.
And I did this the Red Ryder BB gun. It was hilarious. So yeah, I used to shoot cans with that forever and shoot Army Men and GI Joes and vintage figures that I should have kept, but blew them away with BB guns.
Oh yeah.
And then one of the BBs was
embedded in a tree, and when I cut it down with a chainsaw, it shot me in the eye. Now it's from another episode we just did.
Have you ever been shot with a BB gun and had it embedded? Because I still have a BB.
I've heard. It's never happened.
Yeah, it's never happened to me. No, but I've heard those stories. Yeah,
I still have it. I'm trying to remember where it is. It's like been that long.
It's probably in your balls.
Like you touch it and you're like, "Yep, there it is." No, it's like hanging out like between the muscles.
Oh wow!
It might be gone by now.
Maybe that's why you had your back issues. Is the BB traveled to your back and got lodged in your disc.
One of my MRIs and sucked it out through the magnet.
Son of a bitch!
No, but I remember a BB being stuck somewhere for a decade later.
I've heard that happen. Yeah, that happened to people. Ugh.
Me and my cousin used to hang out and shoot BB guns at like toy soldiers and stuff. But
crazy. Well, what's your number 2?
My number 2.
Scrooged.
I can't believe it's not your number 2 or 1.
Oh, okay.
Batman Returns.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I forgot.
Yeah, I was thinking more Christmas, but you're right and absolutely correct. That is a fantastic choice. Wonderful choice.
How is this not your number 1?
You're right. I'm sorry. I was going too traditional.
You know what?
I have a Catwoman poster the size of a fucking wall on my living
It's
room.
one of your favorite
day.
movies.
Yeah, I have all of them. I have it all.
I almost didn't put it on my list
In
because
my
I was like,
living room.
he's gonna have it his like number 1 or 2. So
no, I have the quarter scale penguin, quarter scale Catwoman in my living room every day. I see them, and I didn't even think about that.
Bruce
No, you're
Wayne,
right.
why
That's
are
a
you,
great Christmas movie.
why are you dressed like Batman?
This is Batman. You didn't invite me, so I crashed.
Who cares who the mayor is? I do. Yawn.
We also need to quickly discuss Scrooge because you said that was in number 3, but then you changed your mind. So
that's fine. Because you brought it up. So yeah,
Batman Returns. So
Scrooge is great too. Yeah,
Batman Returns. We'll talk about first. But
yes,
yeah, love it. It's we talked about discussing our like top 3 Batman movies or so.
Yeah.
We need to do that. That'll be next year.
Well, I think we said the top 2, and we both have the same 2 answers. It'd be the same 2 movies.
I don't think we will.
Dark Knight and Batman Returns, I would say. I don't know. Oh, would you have Rises?
That's where it gets a little tricky because my number 1 might be different.
Really? Okay, interesting.
If we go off what I think the better movie is, if I go off like what are the best, yes, you're right. If I go off what are my favorite, Dark Knight Rises might be number 1.
Wow,
honestly.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, because not a lot of people go with that. A lot of people,
as hell.
Yeah, well, that's a great movie, but a lot of people don't like it. They kind of dismiss it.
I get it,
and they kind of say it's not that good.
But Scrooge, though, Scrooge and Batman Returns have 2 things in common. I can't think of it right now, but no, it didn't.
No.
Cocaine.
No, it didn't. Cocaine. Very good. I was going to say Vincent Chalamet,
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, I was going to say. We want the big guy, not you, Shrek. We want the head of the show.
Made the word Shrek famous before Mike Myers did.
Max Shrek. Oh, man. One of the
Max
best
Shrek.
Fictional,
best villains ever.
Fictional characters, yeah. Not even in the comics, it's made for the movie. Completely made for the movie. He's one of the best characters in Batman mythos. He's great. And
did they even write any dialogue for him?
I don't know.
Did they even write dialogue for him?
Well, I'm sure in the movie they had to have. I'm sure it's written.
I'm wondering if he just like
I don't think I think he'd go in those days. Maybe not. I don't know. But no, because it's pretty script. It
is Tim Burton. So yeah,
it's very
scripty, his dialogue, because it does coincide with what Michael Keaton's saying, and it ties into the story. So
I love
it's not like
him, Max Shrek, and Bill Murray actually tie together because they're businessmen willing to take advantage of whatever they can in their way. And Max Shrek is like, oh, this penguin guy's a fucking freak. I'll use him.
Yeah,
great. Let's use him. But Bill Murray in that movie in Scrooge, it's a movie that has over the top everything. It also has like really sweet redemptive moments in the third half, or third quarter, or third, I should say, that make up for everything. And the movie actually pays off, and these really sweet moments, like him and his brother, who never ever share a scene together, but you somehow still get the emotion out of them, and it works.
Well, no, they share a scene. He's in the movie together.
Early on,
they're going to see. He comes in.
No, he's in the beginning. He visits him. He comes and sees him. He gives him his gift, and then they share the scene where he's not. I mean, he's not there, but he's. I
meant during the, throughout the process, they have like this healing through each other, and it's just through the TV.
Right. Oh yeah. At the end,
and
because I gave you a towel. I bought you a towel.
Yeah.
The Grace gave you,
he gives all the credit to Grace, and
to the VCR, which was like the best gift ever. Was a big VCR.
That was expensive
back then. Fucking that was top of
88
line VCR. Probably $800. Oh, big time, yeah.
But it's got heart. It's got the jokes nonstop. Like Bobcat Goldthwait shows up ready to kill himself, so he's going to take his boss out first, who he fired. And he ends up being like,
she's
"Ah," and he hugs him, and he's like, "This is not what I expected," but he's still trying to shoot him, but he can't.
yeah.
Right. I've seen that movie 50 times.
Oh yeah, Charles Dickens wouldn't want to see their nipples.
You can see their nipples. Well, Charles Dickens wouldn't want to see their nipples.
And he gets his great coming up. He gets the lady, and he's like, "I love you, Karen Allen."
Karen Allen. Yeah, exactly.
Karen Allen was so kind of cute. She
was,
bad.
but you're like,
man, she was cute.
It's happenstance that she was backstage for some fucking reason. Like, why was she there? It's all.
No, I think she called them, or he called her, or did the ghost set it up? I think the
ghost set it up, but he did.
Yeah,
he did relay to call her to come in.
Yeah,
and she was reluctant.
Yeah, so then she came. Yeah, okay. These are big girls.
They create their own. They create their own Tiny Tim because his assistant there, Grace, has a son who's deaf or mute. He's never spoke. He hasn't spoken since the dad died. I think it was.
Yeah,
and he speaks at the end, and they do their own mythos with this pre-existing storyline, and they do a really good job of maintaining the original story and also doing their own on top of it. It's complicated as that sounds right there.
It has another one of those. It has another one of those lines that I've redone in my life every other week. Is this a choo-choo train? No, it's not a choo-choo train. It's 5 pounds of veal. But I wanted a choo-choo train. Well, why don't you go get a job and buy yourself a choo-choo train?
The way he says "buy"
at the end, where Bill Murray's crying, he goes, "I was given a gift on the market. That is a grade A piece of meat, high end price, and I rejected it." And then he talks about his life, and then Buster Poindexter's like, "You're so full of crap. You're so pathetic. That was Little House on the Prairie. Garden snails have had better lives than you, Frank."
Carol Kane,
Scrooge is a classic.
The cabbie,
yeah,
and the scene. Like, those are the things I remember growing up. Like, they're all so fucking effective. And then the scene where he goes to his own funeral, he's like, "Why are they all crying?" And like, you go to his grave, and it comes out, and then really nobody's there. It's like his brother.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a casket in a hall. It's a plaque in a hallway, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's his whole. That's it.
He gets cremated.
It's cremated. It's all
so
effective, but similar to the original Charles Dickens story, but separate enough to make it its own.
It's modernized enough to be
fucking
funny.
perfect. Bill Murray's coked out of his fucking mind.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, he out-cokes Bobcat Goldthwait. That's impressive.
Oh, I think this was at a point where he didn't want to make movies anymore, and he did this. And I know he did not like working with Richard Donner.
Dick Donner after this.
They did not get along in this movie at all. He was a pain to work with. And I think he kind of was like
Dick Donner's fault. I'll say that.
No. Well,
it's Bill Murray. He did not. He's hard to work with sometimes, and this is one of those things. Yeah. I think he was at a point where he was. I think he was tired of acting. He wanted to quit, and I think this movie kind of pushed him to that. But then, he did Ghostbusters 2 not that long after, though, or was that the same year?
No, that was
I think Scrooge was 88, right?
Scrooge is 88.
Yeah, so
Ghostbusters 2 89.
So I wonder if he was contractually obligated to do Ghostbusters 2. Or they just said, "We'll give you all the money in the world if you do this, so you can't say no." And he probably like, "Yeah, you're right. Fuck, I won't say no to that."
They went. You know that last scene in Scarface with Tony Montana has that big Mount Fuji on his desk.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's like, "All right," but it was definitely Bill Murray. Bill Murray coked out of his mind, just being Bill Murray, and I love it. I don't know.
It's a great movie.
I showed it to my wife, and she was like, she was reluctant at first, but then she's like,
"Oh, really?
Good." Yeah.
Yeah, Scrooge is good. Scrooge is
I would say it's it's pretty timeless. People could any era could enjoy that movie.
It does take a moment to grow on you, though. I will not deny her that, because you're like, "What is this?" And you're like, "Oh, they're doing their own thing." Okay, here we go.
Especially with the this year Scrooge.
Yeah.
He's got so highway murder.
Yeah. It's great.
Acid rain.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
It's a movie I watch every like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I watched a couple of minutes of it the other day. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I kind of,
I did the same
at the bones for a minute. And
I think I'll rewatch it
tonight. I don't know.
I'll probably
watch a Christmas. I'll probably watch a Christmas movie this weekend just for shits and giggles.
My number one, just because I don't give a fuck about people's lists and is this a Christmas Die Hard? I don't give a shit. It's during Christmas.
Well, yeah,
Christmas movie. Fucking Die Hard.
Absolutely. No, I would say that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable.
And but I hate the debate. The debate is what pisses me off about putting it in as my number one.
It's that's more of a Christmas.
During Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, no. Christmas is a part of the film, meaning he has the gun wrapped in Merry Christmas tape to kill the bad guys.
Like, well, here's how you know it's a Christmas movie.
Is a theme.
If it weren't Christmas, the movie wouldn't take place. He wouldn't be in LA. The movie wouldn't take place.
Yeah, exactly.
Entirely about Christmas. The whole movie is about Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Christmas party.
Die Hard one.
Hostage situation. That's it.
And then you have Die Hard 2, also a Christmas movie. And then Die Hard 3 goes against the pale, and it's not a Christmas movie anymore.
Which is why I like 3 the best. It just goes, all right, they did it.
Well, 3, it's basically 3 was, hey, we got a script that's not a Die Hard script. Let's make a Die Hard script and put John McClane in it. Fuck it. And then
but he's on his home turf. That's why I like that movie so much. You finally get to see him where he is and how pathetic he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone makes fun of him the entire movie.
I'm honored. So is she.
The first woman since Holly to see me this. I'm honored. Yeah. So is she.
What the fuck? Yeah, bring that back.
Bring that up.
Nancy boy here hates.
I gotta watch. I want to watch. I've been watching these 2 people watch their couple. They're hilarious. They're a black couple that watch movies, and it's reaction videos, and they react to all these movies. And it's kind of funny because they watched all these movies, they love them. Like they stand the test of time. Like they watched Jaws for the first time ever, and they love Jaws. They were like, they got scared. Like they were scared, like jumping where the jump scares were, like right when Steven Spielberg wanted that jump scare to happen. So I thought that was fascinating to watch these reaction videos because those movies work 50 years later. They still work. That's what makes them masterpieces. And they're like fantastic. And watching like their reaction to The Sixth Sense is fucking hilarious. Because like,
so they've never seen any movies.
Right. Yeah, they just haven't seen anything. Like they never saw Star Wars. They never saw Lord of the Rings. They've never seen Die Hard. They never saw True Lies, and they're watching all these
show
movies.
Called The Shut-Ins.
Oh, it's hilarious! But they love Star Wars. It was hilarious because they watched the Return of the Jedi. They're really into it. They go, I can understand why this is so popular. Oh, it was hilarious.
We grew up with Elizabeth Smart. We got released, and here we are.
They never saw Aliens. They never saw The Thing, and they watched all these movies, and they love them. They're like, "Oh, these movies are great." Like,
so they never saw everyone's childhood from our age group.
They didn't. They did not have a childhood. Yeah, there's a lot of people on the internet like that.
Some of them I can understand it because they're foreigner. They're from like Russia. They're like they have this heavy accent. Like I've never seen Untouchables. We're going to watch Untouchables. Oh, they got Al Capone. He's going to prison. But why not for murder? They're getting him for tax evasion. That's funny.
Why the Looney Tunes music throughout?
Yeah.
That's my complaint about that fucking movie.
That's fucking great score. Ennio Morricone, you don't say a goddamn word. Ennio Morricone, great soundtrack.
I want to love that movie like you do, but I just can't get past that movie and shit.
I think it's because I grew up with it, and I watched it when I was young.
I didn't watch it till high school.
I can, so I can ignore the music. I can ignore that factor, and I just like Charlie Martin Smith getting his head blown off. What is that?
What is your number one?
Happened? Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, yeah,
we've already talked about it,
and I think that's fair. But no, you're right. Batman Returns, Die Hard, absolutely correct. That's why I wanted to go more traditional because I knew you were going to go more
the other way. just to make it interesting. I didn't want to
You know what's weird? I was thinking you would go more traditional. That's why I went weird.
Yeah, that works out for me.
But
I figured that's what would happen.
But it was like neither. We both thought we would. Yeah, no.
We diverged to
like,
the same
I want to
spot.
do. I didn't want to do traditional like Home Alone, like you did. Like obviously, Home Alone's a great movie. I don't want to disparage that movie. I've been seeing a lot of people saying Home Alone 2 is better than 1. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah,
Home Alone 2 is not even close to Home Alone 1.
No, Home Alone 2 was a cash
stand that.
I don't know though if did I see Home Alone 1 in theater? I don't remember. I think I did. I had to have.
I did.
I remember seeing Home Alone 2. I remember seeing Home Alone 2 in theater.
I did not,
because I was at a Sacred Heart. We all went with the Beltrons. We went and we watched it in the theater. I laughed my ass off. I was 8 years old. I was like, what? That was like what, 91? What was Home Alone 2? 91? 92. I was like 9. I was 10. Yeah. I'd be 10 years old. Okay. So I was 10, laughing my ass off at Joe Pesci getting bricks thrown in his fucking face.
Daniel Stern getting hit with that brick is pretty funny. When he gets electrocuted to Skellington, I was like, okay, you lost me.
You're going too far here, Chris Columbus. You guys went too far.
You know, it's funny because I went to my friend's house for Christmas 2 weeks ago now. And my friend and my wife think the second one is better than the first one. Me and my friend's wife were like, no, the first one is great. The second one is worthless. And I was like, you guys, we're getting out of reach here. We need to recognize the importance of 3 through 7. Those are the important ones. Because they're still fucking making
those are awful. So let's see. Okay, the box office on Home Alone 2, though. I think Home Alone 2 didn't make as much money. Let's find out.
I think it made more.
Shit. Worldwide gross was $358 million. Because budget was $28 million. Yeah. Made $358 million worldwide. Home Alone 1.
So 350.
Home Alone 1 is it has to be more than that. Home Alone 1's got to be huge. Yeah. 18 million budget, 476 worldwide. So it made about $100 million more. The first one. So that makes sense.
Cost 10 less.
That was 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a better movie too. It's actually got this. The storyline's better in Home Alone 1.
Way better.
Because it's like
the second one just felt like
because Home Alone 2.
Let's do the same thing. Throw it here. The tape recorder my cousin had.
Yes.
You play in slow motion. You can play fast forward. That was the entire selling point of the second movie. I have a whole
had that growing up.
list of movies that my cousin loved that I would go over to his house because they weren't allowed to watch rated R movies. So I'd go to his house and be like, oh, and they would put on that or Mrs. Doubtfire. And I was like, oh, they're okay. Like Mrs. Doubtfire is okay. Movie? No, but I'm just saying.
That's not Christmas movie. No.
Just be like, okay, it's okay. Can we watch something else? Like, at that point I'm watching 1993 when Miss Doubtfire came out. I was watching The Ghost of the Machine. I'm like, I was watching that shit on HBO. Like, I thought that was a way better movie than Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
you're watching.
I just couldn't deal with that shit.
You're watching Job in The Lawnmower Man. Mrs. Doubtfire, The Lawnmower Man. Job's War.
I knew so much about Lawnmower Man 2 that I knew both names. It was Job's War and Beyond Cyberspace.
Yes.
I knew that at age 12 because there's 2 versions you can rent, or one on cable, one on that, and then you can see both.
That's absolutely correct. 100%.
I have a stupid life.
My life is shit.
We're done with Christmas movies.
What's that for Christmas? We're done. We'll see you next year. Happy New Year. Go to hell.
We're off next week. We're off for the rest of the year.
Are we?
Do you want to come back and discuss Coen Brothers movies? Is that our way to kick off 2023? We're not.
Oh, because we're doing the Twilight Zone next week.
We're doing our marathon next week. That's why I want to. I didn't want to schedule anything for next week.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, Coen Brothers sounds good.
We're doing 5 episodes next week.
Ooh.
I want to dust up on Coen Brothers, so I think we'll put that on the back burner until we've both exhausted like the ones we want to watch, because there's like 6 I want to rewatch or watch for the first time.
Yeah,
that's going to be like our 3-parter.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
We'll see you in 2023.
All right. I'm sorry. I gotta find the outro here. Hey everybody, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.